You're looking at a glass of Be Ahoy, fresh draft beer, brewed this morning. Cost 12 cents. 12 cents. That's not a typo. That's not a promotion. That's just Tuesday in Vietnam. I did the math because I'm that kind of person. You could drink 83 glasses of this beer for the price of one pint in London. 83. Not that I'm recommending you do that, but I'm also not recommending it. Welcome to Hoi An, where the lanterns are pretty, the tailors are fast, and your liver might actually thank you because you can't physically consume enough 12-cent beer to do damage before you fill up on banh mi that costs less than $1. Oh, and did I mention pool villas start at 25 bucks a night? With breakfast? Let me show you how to live like royalty in a UNESCO World Heritage site for less than you'd spend on a mediocre Airbnb in Cleveland. But first, and I cannot stress this enough, we need to talk about something that could literally kill you. I'm not being dramatic. People have died. Okay, I don't want to be a buzzkill, but this is genuinely important. Vietnam has had multiple deaths from methanol poisoning in the last couple years. In 2024, tourists died from tainted alcohol, fake spirits that look legitimate but are mixed with methanol, which is basically poison. Here's the rule. Stick to sealed bottles or beer. Be Ahoy is safe. It's literally made fresh daily with no time to tamper with. Sealed Saigon, Tiger, 333, all good. But that random bottle of vodka at a sketchy bar, that free shot someone offers you, just don't. I know that's not the fun travel content you signed up for, but I'd rather kill the vibe than, the other thing. All right, now that we've established you should drink responsibly and from safe sources, let me tell you about the most absurdly affordable, beautiful town in Southeast Asia. So Be Ahoy! Let's talk about this economic miracle. It's fresh draft beer, brewed that morning, no preservatives, which means it needs to be consumed that day. Bars compete on freshness because Vietnamese drinkers can taste when it's been sitting too long. The markup is basically zero because it's loss leader for food. You sit on tiny plastic stools, and I mean tiny, like you're at a child's birthday party, surrounded by locals who are also enjoying 12-cent beer, and you realize that this is maybe the most democratic drinking experience on Earth. A proper night out means Be Ahoy, grilled meat skewers at 50 cents each, and maybe some banh xiao, those crispy savory pancakes, for about $2. Total damage for an evening of drinking and eating? $5 to $7, and you'll be full. Now, Hoi An specifically does charge slightly more than Hanoi or Saigon for Be Ahoy. You might pay 20, even 40 cents. I know, outrageous markup. How will you survive? Here's where Hoi An gets stupid. I'm talking about pool villas, actual villas with actual pools for $25 a night. Some of them include breakfast. I have stayed in places where I got eggs, fruit, Vietnamese coffee, and fresh bread delivered to my villa before I woke up. For 25 bucks total. The trick is staying outside the ancient town. Cam Nam Island, about a 10-minute bike ride across the bridge, has the best value. Homestays and boutique hotels there run 30 to 40% cheaper than the same quality in the center. Now, if you're staying a month, the math gets even better. Fully furnished apartments with AC start around $250. Not poolside ones, but still. $250 a month in a UNESCO town with the best food in Vietnam. For context, a single night in a mid-range hotel in Paris would pay for 10 days here. The ancient town entry ticket, by the way, is $5 and gets you into 5 heritage sites. They technically check for it after 8 p.m., but during the day, walking around is free. Hoi An has specific dishes you can't get anywhere else. Literally, some of these are protected regional specialties. Cao Lao, thick noodles, pork, herbs, served semi-dry. The noodles are made only with water from the Ba Le well in Hoi An. They say the mineral content gives it the unique texture. Is that true? Who knows? It tastes incredible. A bowl costs $1 to $2. White rose dumplings, delicate shrimp dumplings that look like little roses. About $1.50 for a full plate. Only made by a few families in town who've been doing it for generations. And then there's banh mi. The banh mi, Hoi An style. Now, you've probably heard of banh mi phuong. Anthony Bourdain put it on the map. Lines around the block, people flying in specifically to eat there. Here's the insider secret. Walk one street over to Madame Khan, the banh mi queen. Same quality, shorter line, 80 cents to $1.20. She's been making these since before social media existed, and the locals have never left. For a full day of eating in Hoi An, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, you're looking at $7 to $10. If you're actively trying to spend more, good luck. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or rather, the 300 tailoring shops in the ancient town. Hoi An is famous for custom-tailored clothes in 24 to 48 hours. The pitch sounds incredible. A custom suit for 50 to 100 bucks, silk dress for 30, leather shoes for 40. Here's the reality check. Yes, you can get these prices, but quality varies wildly. Some shops use great fabric and skilled tailors. Others use cheap fabric, rush the job, and rely on the fact that you're leaving town before you realize the stitching is falling apart. My advice: go to established shops with multi-decade reputations. Yali Couture, Baokan Silk, Adong Silk. Yes, they're pricier. Suits run $150 to $300, but they actually measure properly, use quality fabric, and the suit will last. Also, be realistic about turnaround. 24 hours is possible for simple items. A proper suit needs 2 or 3 fittings over 3 to 4 days minimum. Don't let anyone rush you. And never, ever pay the full price up front. Standard practice is 50% deposit, 50% on completion after you've tried it on and approved it. Now I need to tell you about something the tourism board won't advertise. Hoi An floods. October and November, monsoon season, the Tuban River regularly overflows. I'm talking knee-deep water in the ancient town streets. Businesses sandbag their doors. Some restaurants put tables on platforms and keep serving like nothing's happening. Absolute legends. Is it dangerous? Not really. It's more inconvenient and soggy. But if you want the lantern-lit romantic Hoi An experience, February through August is your window. September is gambling. October-November is bringing waterproof everything. The flip side: off-season prices in October-November can be 50% cheaper, and there's something weirdly beautiful about ancient town reflected in floodwater at night. Just, you know. Now, let me break down what $35 to $40 a day actually gets you. Pool villa with breakfast, $25. Lunch, chow lau plus drink, $3. Dinner, full spread with beer, $7. Bike rental for the day, $1. Ancient town entry, $1. 2 coffees, $2. Evening Bia Hoi session, $2. That's $41 and you have been living, not backpacker surviving, actually enjoying one of the most beautiful towns in Southeast Asia with great food, your own pool, and enough beer to make questionable decisions. At $350 to $400 a month, you could stay here for the winter and still save money compared to literally any Western city. Quick visa rundown, but do your due diligence as well as these can change. UK citizens, 45 days visa-free. That's new as of 2023 and extended through 2028. Americans, Australians, Canadians, New Zealanders, e-visa required. 90 days for $25 single entry, $50 multiple entry. Apply online at the official site, evisa.zuatnapcan.gov.vn. I hope I pronounced that right. And ignore the third-party sites that charge double. Vietnam doesn't have a digital nomad visa yet, but there's a golden visa pilot program in some cities targeting high-skill workers. Still developing. So that's Hoi An. Pool villas for the price of a sad hotel in Omaha, beer cheaper than water, tailor-made clothes in a weekend, and some of the best food you'll eat anywhere. Next week, we're staying in Vietnam but heading north to Hanoi, where the chaos is louder, the coffee is stronger, and one restaurant serves the exact meal Obama ate for $3. Yes, Obama, subscribe so you don't miss it. And if you've got a favorite tailor in Hoi An, drop it in the comments. Some of us need suits.